Shalom, shalom. Let's load this up. Yeah, there we go. All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekha, Kodash. We say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekha, Kodash. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feeds with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. We're in the time of the end, 2022, the year of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai turning up. And it's looking to be that. Hey, shalom, shalom, Yabashim Yashar Brakatah, Bashim Karkwadash. To those that's joining on the comment board. Let me make sure this. All right, we get to go on now. All right, so let's jump into it. As you see the title of the video as Jordan Maxwell's UFO encounter, UFO angel encounter. All right. This lesson is it's been off and on in my head. You know, I want to do it, but you know, the spirit will just jump off, and other videos will come up, other topics. So this morning I was listening to Elder Apostle Tahar's video, and he was going in on slavery. He was talking about slavery and going in on how slavery works, how another nation takes down another nation and builds themselves up. So, and then he said something about Jordan Maxwell this morning, and it stemmed in my mind. I was like, man, I got to do that sit down. It's because he told me that, he said that Jordan Maxwell had passed away. So, which is, spiritual, which is that, that vibe, wanting to, bring it up again. But as you see the title, because if you're not familiar with Jordan Maxwell has done a lot of videos bringing out conspiracy theorists, going into the Queen of England, going into different the maritime law. If you know about maritime law, that goes into the canal. So they pretty much put you in slavery through you coming out the birth canal. That's what they go into. He brings out a lot of information about the birth certificate. The birth certificate information came out with Jordan Maxwell. The stock market, your social security number is traded on the stock market. I've been watching Jordan Maxwell for a while, man, and apostles and elders hit me to him. So I've always kept up with his stories and different things like that. But this certain story I'm getting ready to show, I found this randomly. I was watching videos, and this video came up, and I watched all of it, and I watched the guy's page that he was on. So it was spiritual. They came together because the guy's page who he was on doing this interview, he does a lot of UFO. He deals with a lot of UFO sightings. A lot of which we know are angels, he dives a lot into that. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna jump right into the interview. Hey, Shalom Mak from the islands. Yabashim Yashar Brakatah, Bashim Karkwadash, Shalom Mak. Man, I hope y'all enjoy this interview. It's sort of I think it's a heavy interview because Jordan Maxwell was not a light character. Hold on. Jordan Maxwell was not a light person, because the Lord chose these heathens, he Israelite or not. I can't, that's not for me to judge. But the information that he brought out is very heavy, and that's dealing with the birth certificate, a lot of the conspiracy theories, a lot of the information that we use today. He brought out a lot about it. He went into those types of things, certain things he was on about, certain things he was off about. But the main thing is the Lord used him in this truth. In the truth sake, as in the conspiracy side about it, all right, not dealing with the Bible, all right, he didn't really deal much with that. So let's go ahead and jump right into the interview. Let me show right here. All right, I'll be at the corner. All right, here's Jordan Maxwell, and this is at the latter end of his life, because if you see earlier Jordan Maxwell's, he wasn't like this, what I'm saying. This is the latter part of his life. You know what I'm saying? Because he looked sick, he looked up in age, what I'm saying? And when I seen this, it sort of dated me because I was like, man, I've been watching this guy for a while, man. I sort of, we sort of grew old, he grew old and I grew older, you know what I'm saying? So that's a call hello and Bashim Yashai, Bashim Karkwadash. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna start the page here. I'm gonna set the tone. So what the interview, he's interviewing with a guy named Robert Bigham. All right, he's a Issacharite that deals with a lot of UFOs, but we're not gonna go into that part of it. We're just gonna stay on this. So he is out into the desert. He's taking a trip with a couple of his friends out into the desert, and he's recamping this story. All right, he's going out to the desert, and next thing you know, they're driving, and then they get lost, and then they keep driving because the spirit of the Lord will move you. That's why you think you're doing certain things and you're not. All right, this situation reminds me of Balak and Balaam. You know, the Lord opening men's eyes and giving them certain visions to prove the Most High's point. But the reason that I think this is an important interview because the Lord used this man to bring out a lot of information on the elites and a lot of the underworking of the society we live in today. That's where we're keeping it at. For that sake, that's why he's getting that credence. But other than that, we're just gonna keep it on the face value. So let's go ahead and play this interview.
She said, well, let's turn around and go back and we'll stay in the motel and then we'll do it tomorrow night. We'll do it right tomorrow night. So I said, okay. So I started to pull away. And when I did...
Hold on, let's let the full screen go. Hold on. Here we go. You don't need to see me on there. I hope they don't, he won't, I don't think he'll copyright me because there's not a lot of views on this video. So there's only 961 views on this video. So it's not out there like that. So let's go ahead and play it. And I'm gonna stop off and on because I got something to do, but I'm gonna stop off and on. We're gonna go through some precepts also.
I could see there was a road, a real nice level road going out to the desert. And Ivy and Paul both said to me, let's go out the desert. There's a road. Let's go out there. I said, the sky is overcast. You can't see anything. And if you want to go out in the desert, you're in the desert. We're 19 and a half miles into the desert. We don't need to go out there. I don't want to go out there in a regular car. And then Ivy insisted, let's go out in the desert. Nobody's going to bother you. There's no signs. It doesn't say no trespassing. There's no signs. Let's just go out in the desert for a little bit. And I said, I don't want to go.
That's why it says, this part, it says, we're men's goings of the Lord. So something was making his two friends say, hey, let's go out to that road. Let's go out to that road.
Desert. So I said, okay, so we'll go out the desert. So I drive on that well-leveled road going out about a half a mile, less than that. And when I got out there, I felt it.
Now listen to this part. This is the part you got to listen to because now it says men's goings of the Lord. Now the Spirit made them two say, let's go out there. And then now something's starting to happen. Watch this.
I don't know what it is, but I know something is wrong. And I told Ivy, I said, I want to turn around and go home. Something's wrong here. I don't want to be here. And she said, at least stop the car and we'll get out for a minute. I said, why do you want to get out? You can't see nothing. It's overcast.
See, the Spirit is on this woman to say, hey, let's get out of the car, and let's experience the desert. That's a weird situation in itself, but let's keep listening.
Pitch dark, yeah. And so I finally stopped the car and we get out, we shut off the lights and we get out. And if you look in the dictionary, look up the word dark, that's when you're in the desert with no lights, period. That's what dark is. I mean black, period black. Can't see anything. And I know the car's here, Ivy's there, and my friend's in the backseat. I know that. You can't see it. So I said to Ivy, Ivy, what are we doing out here? It's black, you can't see anything. And when I said that, the clouds opened up in an oval shape, a little oval shape.
Listen to this part. Hey, hey, when I seen this interview first, I was like, man, what? But listen to this part closely. And you could look in his eye, you see he's telling the story, a recount. And he hasn't told this. And I've watched a lot of Jordan Maxwell videos. He's never brought this out. So we brought this out in confession with this UFO guy. He's not too much into UFOs like that.
Clouds opened up and you could see the stars. Well, in total darkness. You can see any light at all. You see it instant. So when the clouds opened up in an oval shape, we saw the stars. And Ivy said, look, the clouds are opening up. When she said that, two glowing discs, the size of the new moon, the size of a full moon, that there weren't just little lights, there were full moon size.
Look at that. Look at that. Like, look, I just got chills when he said it. So imagine he's in the desert and two big moon-sized chariots come down out of the clouds, man. You know what I'm saying? Out of the cloud. He ain't ever brought this out like that. I haven't seen no interviews, but watch how he starts explaining it.
Slowly. They came in very, very slow. And they were radiating the light off of the disc, was radiating the light on the clouds above it. But they came in very slow, and they were absolutely frightening. I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. These two beautiful discs come in, and we're looking at them.
He said they were frightening. What should come to your mind? Every time the prophets in the scriptures witnessed any sighting with angels or chariots, they said they were frightened because it's so pure and so they're pure, man. You're dealing with purity. There's no guile. Just like it says, there's no guile found in the mouth of the elect. There's no guile in that. They're perfected. Just like when the angel took the coal out the censer and put it on the prophet's mouth, and he said, now this has cleaned your lips. Clean, you know what I'm saying? So clean that it's scary how pure it is. That's what he's explaining.
Things that came in over the top of our heads, they stopped. 5 more came in behind them.
Bang! 5 more chariots. Bang, bang, bang! 5 more chariots. This is a big sighting this man was witnessing.
All of them were illuminated and they were glowing bluish white. And I was scared to death. I don't mind admitting I was frightened.
Man, let's go. Let's get this precept. Hold on. Let's get the precept. We got to back everything up, man. These are the things, because now understand, this was before Jordan Maxwell started doing what he's doing. This is prior to him getting out, and getting, I think he had done a couple of things here and there, but he was building up that reputation of what he was doing. All right, to show you that everybody in this walk in these last days mattered, as in for the Lord's purpose, man. I always watched him, but now we never knew this happened to him priorly. So this is the book of Luke 1 and verse 11. Listen close. And it says, and there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. Read that again. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayers is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And what's his name? It's Jordan, but that's showing you that when those angels, that presence. Now this is an angel in the view of. So imagine the vehicles. When the chariot showed, it's the same way. It's that light. He said a bright illuminating light. All right. So that's showing you even the time of Elijah, when Elijah and Elisha, where he said, open up the young man's eyes. And he said he's seen mountains full of chariots. So these are not, this is because what he's describing links up with what we've been knowing. I've seen chariots, man. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I've seen chariots, man. I have seen it broad day chariots. I've seen night chariots. I've seen them, man. And those, you never asked to see them. And it's just one of those things. They come when you need them the most in life. I've never prayed to be like, let me see a chariot. But no, it's been multiple occasions with multiple brothers, with my child. I've seen them. So I can not sit here and talk like I have it. I can't sit here and be like, I don't know what he's talking about. I've seen them. If you in this walk and you've seen them, I've seen them be at camps. So these are the times where these things are being known. But why we're pointing out with Jordan Maxwell is because the information and the things that he brought out that helped fuel our knowledge of the elites, of the unknown things, the dark, what is it, the dark man, agendas that are out here. Okay, so let's keep playing.
Because you were able to know that this is not human. This is not us. This is not human. I don't know where they're from or who they are, but it's not human. And I felt like I was in the presence of a mighty, powerful power of
See,
some kind.
what did he say?
And
Read that.
Like I was in the presence.
Let's hear what he said again. Listen to this part close.
I was scared to death. I don't mind admitting I was frightened because you were able to know that this is not human. This is not us. This is not human. I don't know where they're from or who they are, but it's not human. And I felt like I was in the presence of a mighty, powerful power of some kind. And when you are in the front of something that you don't understand, but you know it's mega big, it's frightening.
He said mega big. He didn't. The spirit was the space. The spirit was like, man, this is important. That's what you gotta understand, man. Jake ain't realizing what's getting ready to come on the earth, man. Every eye shall witness what's getting ready to. This ain't gonna be hidden no more, man. The Lord is getting ready to put his glory on the earth, man. And he's starting by us. We're the prophets are in the stead of John. We're telling you what's getting ready to happen. We're telling you to him that cometh after us, we're not worthy to unloose his sandal. It's the same Yahweh Shai, but he's not coming as a man. We're in the stead of John telling you that Yahweh Shai is coming, but he's not coming as a man. Now he ain't got sandals on. He got power on, man. He's gonna show the earth his glory. There ain't gonna be no more lip talking. There ain't gonna be no more sideways. Oh, I'm an atheist. I don't know what I believe in. It don't matter. Shall the unbelief make the power of the Most High none effect? Get ready, man. If this guy was seeing that he's not, he was used, but imagine what the Lord is saying with his people and the words that he's pushed out here. This is getting ready to happen. Where's going to be the shit talkers of Nate, IUIC, when these angels start appearing? How you going? They ain't gonna lie, man. Guess what? Because their sins are going to be revealed, just like the prophet said, "I dwell among unclean lips, and the people of unclean lips." We all gonna have to there is no hiding, man. You're gonna know you can't hide in that presence. That's what Jordan Maxwell's telling you. He said he felt in the presence of a power, man. That's what this truth is the words and the essence of that power. But that power is going to come on the earth and solidify that these are my words, these are what I've been telling, these are my men, this is me, and this is the power, and it's gonna destroy parts of the earth, and it's gonna establish itself. It's gonna take the elect. These are the things you got to prepare for, man. This ain't games, man. The world is getting ready to see the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahshai in a way that's never been witnessed. The same way we left out of Egypt and the Lord signed us as his people. That's why the harlot, what is that, Rahab? She said, look, we've heard what your power has done for you. So what do you think is going to happen these days? The nations will hear and see what Yahweh Shem Yahshai will do for his people, man.
And I told Ivy, I said, Ivy, I don't like this. This is terrible. I want to get out of here. So I got back in the car. I said, get in the car. Let's get going. Let's get out of here. And Ivy and Paul were so impressed with me. They were talking about they were crying and yelling at how beautiful they are and how gorgeous they are. Yeah, they are beautiful.
See, they said his friends were crying. They were crying how beautiful they are. That's what you got to understand. That's when you see it. But we got to want the Yahweh Shem Yahshai prior to sight. It's the same beautiful power that's physical, but it's more spiritual than anything, man. Like it says how the wind blows, man. You can't. How do you price the wind? How much does the wind cost to blow one time? There's no value. There's no money to that. But you can tell the majesty of it, man. We're dealing with a majesty power, man. It's an honor to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. The power that's getting ready to come, he said, is love. He's getting ready to show love to his people, man. He said it's his pleasure to give us the kingdom of heaven, man.
But I'm scared I'm going to get out. And so I got back in the car, and when I did, all 7 of those discs changed.
And 7 means completion. But look what these discs started doing. Look what the chariots started doing. They're intelligent, man. Watch this.
And when I did, all 7 of those discs changed position instantly. In a blink of an eye, they both changed, and then they changed again. It was so incredible. In a blink of an eye, all 7 discs, the size of a light pin, changed in their configuration. And I knew we don't have that kind of technology. I don't care how good the pilot is, you can't change instantly. So I know there's something going on here, and I'm in the presence of something I don't understand. It was frightening to me. And so
let's get these precepts. Let's get these precepts. This is the book of, let me get this. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me. All right, here. This is the book of Jude. Hold on. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's do Ezekiel. Salakia. This is the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel 3 and verse 23. And it says, then I arose and went forth. Let's do 1 and 28. This is Ezekiel 1 and verse 28. This is Ezekiel 1 and 28. And it says, and as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. So Ezekiel was describing a bright object in the sky round about. It had an appearance of a glowing object, right? This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. So the glory of the Lord is described by Ezekiel as bright lights in the sky, right? And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard the voice of one that spake. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. So Ezekiel got so scared, he fell to the ground, man. He was in awe, man. He was in awe at the glory of the Lord. So these chariots are the glory, and you hear him describing it, man. He said he was scared, man. This is not something you want to play around with. It was instant transfiguration, man. Instantly moving from one spot to another with ease, man. How you think Esau's going to battle that, man? He's not going to be able to go toe to toe with that. This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 28. Let's get another precept. This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 28. Salakia. 3 and 23, Salakia. And it says, then I arose, went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory of the Lord stood there, and the glory which I saw by the river of Chabar, and I fell on my face. So he did it again, man. So Ezekiel seen it again, he dropped on his face. So every time Ezekiel looked up there in the chair, he just hit the floor, bang. You can imagine this, man. That's how glorious it is. It don't get old, man. It don't get old, because you can picture Ezekiel. He come out, he looked up, oh no, bam, he hit the floor. And it says, then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me. And I said and he said unto me, go, thou shout thyself within thine house. But it says, but thou son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. All right. So the main point is the situation that happened with Mr. Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Is just more evident and proof that the Lord is working every aspect of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's in this world now, dealing with these end time prophecies, all the Lord has set up. So Nate, now I don't go into conspiracy. This guy brought out a lot of information, man. Just do your research on him. He went a lot of years bringing out a lot of information. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what, he did his purpose. He served his purpose. Just like Balak, Balaam, the story of Balak and Balaam, certain men served their purpose. Darius served his purpose. You know what I'm saying? Alexander served his purpose. Okay, so these are just situations where the Lord uses men to do certain things to further his agenda. So I don't think there's too much left on that.
I got in the car and I said, get in the car or you can walk home.
I'm gonna finish this last part. I'm gonna close some precepts out and we'll go ahead and finish it. Okay.
And so they realized I meant it. So they got in the car, man in the back seat, and girl in the front seat. And we started to go off, but I hadn't turned the lights on. And I don't care how good and how straight the road is, you can't go an inch without lights. So I flipped the lights on. But I was thinking, if I flip the lights on, they're going to see me. Half of my brain told me that. The other half said they already saw you. They told you a year and a half ago they were going to be here. Yeah. They already know who you are. And there's no running away. No place to run. Mm-hmm. And so I thought to myself, I took on the lights, put my foot to the floor, took off. And I figured if you're going to have the lights, they're going to have to chase me because I'm getting out of there. And so I put my foot to the floor, we took off toward the highway. I kept in mind, don't overshoot the highway. Mm-hmm. Because if you do, you're going to tear up the car on the other side of it. Oh, yeah. Now you're really in trouble if you mess with the car. Yeah. And so I skidded. I hit the brakes and skidded onto the highway. And as I skidded onto the highway, I turned and we're right there on the highway. Instantly, I felt safe. I felt safe instantly, and so did she. But Ivy and Paul, when I hit the gas to go, she started screaming and yelling. She was scared. Something was frightening her. And Paul in the backseat, he was yelling too. So I know they are doing something that must be scary. I kept yelling at them as loud as I could. Shut up! I'm already scared. Don't yell and scream. Just shut up. I'm trying to get out of here.
And they were looking outside the window?
Yeah, they're looking out the window. And so I hit the brakes and quickly opened the door to see what they're yelling about. The 7 desks came down low, and they were right over our heads. They were right over our heads, moving and moving in positions. Instantly, boom. Lightning fast.
Right above you guys.
Right above us. And all I could think of is I knew this was not human. Now I am convinced they're not human. This is not U.S. military. I don't know what it is. I've never seen this before, but there's 7 discs. And so we go out the highway, and then we felt safe. For some reason, we went out the highway and felt safe.
And they were gone on the highway?
And they didn't follow us to the highway. It was like the dog was chasing you all. Yeah. And when you left, then that's okay.
Okay.
And so they went.
Hey, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go too further into it. That's pretty much it. He goes into another part about it, but it was pretty much he was moved out to that spot, and he ends up coming back. He ends up going back to that spot and going into another little part about the story. But yeah, man, it's just one of those. You just gotta, I thought it was funny. I heard it this morning with the Apostle Tahar when he mentioned Jordan Maxwell. It popped in my mind about this interview, and I've been meaning to do it, but it just didn't fall on my spirit to do it at the time, and had to do something early this morning, so why not? So this shows you, man. He brought out a lot of information about the elites, about the birth canal, the birth certificate, the social security numbers on the stock market. A lot of the information that he brought out good information, tangible information. You know what I'm saying? We're not giving him credence. Hey, if that's an Edomite, that's an Edomite. If he's Jake, he's Jake. It's not the point about it is the information's sake is why I'm giving him credence on that, man. You know, so it's just funny. The story was funny, the encounter was funny, but you know, we got to see that as a time of the Lord is getting ready to come and show these glorious things. We're not gonna have to wonder about. And then you got to understand this, you hopeful elect out there, man. This is your culture. This is your heritage. You so-called UFOs and angels. That's a part of your culture, man. You know, we got to get used to these things because these things were well known in us. The chariot led us out of Egypt, man. So we're in the modern day Egypt, and guess what's going to lead us out this time, man? You know, it's going to be the same. It's going to be more glorious. That's why it says we shall not speak about the time of Egypt anymore. We're going to speak about the new deliverance, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to bring, man. And he's going to put that seal on us being his people. The world is going to know that we're not normal. All right. When the world is going to know that the Lord put us off because he loves us. And I was reading some the other day, and I'll share with you, Akim. I was reading it last night that commentary said something. I'll try to pull it up, but I'm going to paraphrase it. He said that the Lord punished us because he did not want to ruin the relationship that he had with us. You know, that's love right there, that he loves us so much that he's willing, just like you beat a child. If you love your child, you're going to beat them, man, because you don't want them to corrupt themselves and you don't want to see them hurt. So you beat them. That's why the Lord said, if you spare up the rod, you spoil up the child. So this slavery was just a belt whooping. You know, you whoop your child, that don't mean you don't love them. If you whoop your child one time, does that mean you'll never hug them again? You'll never want them around you. They just messed up. They're it. You don't want them. No, a whooping is to help that child to make sure that he becomes the child that, you know, you want him to be. And we're coming through that. We're coming through the transition of whoopings to a nation that the Lord is going to glorify and he's going to enjoy, man. He said he's going to take pleasure in us as he took pleasure in our fathers, man. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me get this one precept. Let's get Hebrews. Let's get this Hebrew real quick. This is the book of Hebrews 13 and verse 2, and we'll end it on out here. This is Hebrews 13 and 2, and it says, let's start at 1. It says, let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Remember them that are in bounds as bounds with them, and them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in one body, because we're all sharing of this glory to come. We're all, even the ones that's working, that's coming in, the penny a day is salvation. But salvation comes with land. It comes with freedom. It comes with possessions. It comes with a nation that's going to be built up. And it says, verse 5, let your conversations be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. So just remember, man, the Lord got us. We don't worry about the military might of Esau, man, because, hey, our military might is way stronger, but we have to be ready for that time, man. And Lord willing, this is edifying lesson. I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to say, call Halom Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. And we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Until the next time, I say, Shalom, keep faith, keep fighting. Hold on to that crown, man. Shalom.